MrYorkieLoverFitness.com.
Aquarius.
Aquarius. They are very dependent. They are different. They're against the norm. Their sun sign is Uranus. And the colors, I would go with kind of opposite colors, like black and white, blue or red, because they're moody and they like the opposite. They're very extreme also people, so most of the time you find them as that they like extreme stuff. Like red is very warm, passionate, hot color. At the same time they would like the blue, which is cold and very calm and quiet and kind of distant, relaxing color. So you would find those two in them. Aquarius, they kind of earthy, even though they're air sign, which is tend to moody, very moody, changing ideas, kind of go with the flow, but against the norm, sort of a thing. They would go against the norm because they have their own ideas about things, and they're very independent, and they like to be distant. They don't like let people into their life, into their families, into them, unless they know them a long time and very trusty of them. But even though they still would like to have their own time by themselves. A lot of time you'll find Aquarius people as just in their own world. I call it the Aquarius world, because sometimes they would just sit and just kind of have different thoughts and different ideas, the whole movie is going on in their own head. They very, they're very good with inventing things. They have a bright brain, good memory. They'll remember the slightest little things. They'll remember what you did to them in 6th grade. They're holding grudge, I would say. So they tend to hold grudge, and it's not that easy to get them rid out of it. They tend to hold things that hurt them. They may not show it to you, but they're gonna hold it inside, and as more as it gets and it gets and it gets, they're gonna let it out, and it's gonna be like an atomic bomb, because it's gonna all splash out into your face. You better be nice to them. Just accept them the way they are. Give them their freedom. Give them be individual. Give them be different. Their brain is so great. It's just so many inventors and investors in that sign. They're very good with everything electronical, everything in the future, creating things in the future, computers, TVs, everything that involve, this kind of stuff. Numbers, they're very good with numbers. Usually they're very good at math because they're always thinking, their brain's always working. Numbers, everything with numbers is excellent. They're very good at even sell through the internet, just whatever it involves working with the computers and all this kind of stuff. Actually, one of the first people, Jill, he was a good inventor. He's the one that have an idea of create some kind of airplane, some kind of something that gonna fly through the air, and he was Aquarius. And then after him, people already realized the idea and how much money it can bring, so then they created the airplanes. But he was the original. He had the original idea about that. They're always kind of thinking about the futuristic things. They like silver. Silver is a very futuristic color, and it's kind of neutral at the same time. And they tend to like it because it's kind of technology, and it's fresh and it's new. So it's also a great idea of a color for them. They're good as a partner. They're gonna be listening, and they're very loyal. They're very loyal people. You would rarely find Aquarius that would like cheat and find different partners, because they're not that kind of a people. They like to stick with somebody, but somebody they really love and appreciate. They're not ones that are gonna go in different ways. They like to concentrate their ideas. They're very earthy. They're very much on the ground. They like to be very logical, very like right, very like, you know, everything that sounds good and logical, like makes sense. Everything that makes sense, basically. They like to have a good impression, and it's very important for them what people think about them. It's very important for them what people pursued about them, what kind of idea people have about them. It's very important for them, even though everything is very bad inside and they have a hard feeling and they have a bad family life and they have like crisis, they not likely to show it. They would show like everything is fine, everything is great. They'll never discuss about that. They'll never even tell it to their own mom. They're very like in their own place, you know. It's very hard to let them open up. If you let them open up, if they trusted you that much and you let them open up, you better keep it. You better keep it safe, and you better be there for them, because if you're gonna tell anybody about their problems or their secrets, once they close up for you, they're never gonna open up again. They're gonna be very hurt, and they're gonna have it inside. They're gonna have this grudge inside. They're creative. They're very creative. They like everything that's also unusual and creative. And people that have a sparkle in them, they attract to people that like be against the normal. So somebody, let's say all the crowd is like one way wearing black, all the crowd is like talking in some way, they're always gonna try to the one in the corner that's completely different, wearing red, different hair, you know, different personality, different interests about life. That's the people they usually attract to. They even though the Aquarius, they like water and everything, they're not really like water that much. I mean, it's not like they don't like showering, it's just that they try not to get involved around water much. But they like when everything pretty much organized, but they don't really like to organize it themselves. They like it to be like that, but they like it to be ready for them, sort of a thing. That's a good thing about them. Julia has enough, and it's up to you to find your love.